Yup, he's going for it. He's gonna make us proud. Our little monster's all grown up. It used to give me Higurashi vibes. I was like, oh shit, it's about to be bad. Now I look at it as, oh, the sunset. It's beautiful and romantic. It's hopeful. It's interesting how it switches your perception on things. He's like, I'll be the power bottom. Just stay. Don't leave me. Yeah, that was a great stopping point. I'm so happy Season 2 is coming. Probably more than Yoshiki's about to be coming, if you catch my drift. Now, Hikaru might have been a power bottom, but today he has come out on top. Season 2 is announced, and that means we will be getting a full adaptation. You know, English sub-chapters are behind the official release. We will have to wait a little bit, probably, because, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, the manga is close to finishing, but hasn't finished yet. But, to know that we will be getting a Season 2 and that full adaptation brings me great joy. And for now, we will wait for more BL love by switching our focus over to the Yuri show of this new season. I don't know, girls wanting to eat girls out, monster wants to eat me. I don't know if it'll be as good as this, but it will hold me over in the meantime. Make sure you drop a like on this video, show your support, subscribe if you're new around your Patrons where you catch my full live reactions to every single episode of this wonderful masterpiece, and more if you also want to help fund the channel and videos just like these. So, kind of went where I expected, but also surprised me. Because the past little bit, it's definitely felt like he was going back to the mountainside. And it made sense. As the show's progressed, Yoshiki as a character has been more selfish, wanting to keep him around even with the threat of not even just his own life. If he's just putting his own life in danger, be you, buddy, I don't care. But a lot of people could die by keeping Hikaru around. And he himself admits that, like, I keep having urges not only to attack you, but other people. Like, I hunger for the souls of humanity, basically. But on the flip side, as the show's progressed, Hikaru has gotten more selfless. And even though it breaks his heart, he wants to go back to the mountains because he sees a couple of things. Me continuing to exist, it forces everyone around to refuse to mourn the death of the real one. On top of the fact, he is a monster. He naturally hungers to attack people. He's multiple times throughout the show tried to hurt our boy, and also he literally kills. Like, that's what he wants to do. So him saying, screw my feelings, I'm going to the mountainside, is a really human thing to do. As the show's progressed more, I felt like the monster has become more human, and the human has become more monstrous. But really, the more monstrous side to Yoshiki is just another side of humanity, which is the selfishness. And I think humanity can be both beautiful and cruel all in one, and that's why I kind of think they're kind of two sides of the same coin. One represents the selfless side of sacrificing my own happiness for the benefit of others, and then the selfish side of screw other people's happiness, only mine's that matters. And the very final shot shows our boy returning the floaty, and I assume gonna start throwing hands. Unless he wants to be an ally, I don't know. I really don't anymore. Either way, it was a very beautiful and touching thing, because like I didn't talk about on the channel, last week's episode was good. It was kind of like, it was the build up to this moment of him, like, there's these moments where he's like coming home or going over and you just see him more glitchy and monstrous, and it's like either he's gonna snap and do something bad or he's gonna have to pull away before something bad happens. The only thing that I really got wrong is I figured how they were gonna end this was he would go back to the mountains, he would leave a note behind, Yoshiki would have a crisis, he'd be running up the mountainside, get jumped by a bunch of ghouls, and then he would have to save him, and then they would probably have a similar conversation where he convinces him to come back down. While I do think that would still work, and it's possible it seemed like that could still happen in the future, I think what they did here was just so much more touching. It was just so much more, it had romance, it had heartbreak. It's just, the best way to explain it, I forget what episode 4 or 5 in that area, there was a scene with them walking home, and it's a very similar structured scene with the sunset approaching. And it was horrifying at the time. It was giving me Higurashi vibes, because the lighting just made it seem like we are with a monster who's gonna kill us. And yet that same lighting choice in this episode made me feel like, oh, it's romantic, he's a person. The way they've subverted my expectations. I always knew the author was going to structure this show making you conflicted and wanting you to root for the thing that's blending in as a human. I just didn't think the author was going to be able to successfully make me care so much that I was rooting for him to stay. I was assuming that I would understand why the story went there, I just wouldn't agree with it. But no, they managed very, very well. And there's a lot of themes, a lot of imagery and just so much that I loved about how they did it. And this episode in particular felt the most studio shaft out of the batch. Between the mixture of live action footage, the first time I noticed it is when they're sitting in the train and you look out the window and I'm like, is that a real tree in the background? And there's multiple points. There's seat cushions and the like. That's something like Madoka Magica or even the Monogatari series would have done. Like that type of stuff, some people are going to be like, why'd they do that? It's so jarring out of place. Nah, man. I wish more anime had the boldness to incorporate a mix like that. It just looks so cool. And I don't know, it's just like, it was like arguably as horrifying as past episodes, yet even when I saw Yoshiki look demonic in scenes, I just couldn't help but be like, I want to root for these two. And I think what's crazy is I think it was in episode 11, the woman who's been helping us, like she wanted to kill Hikaru and just help them both, but even she couldn't. She's like, I know it's wrong. My own family died because of allowing something like this to exist, thinking it would be okay, but I can't help but want to see it succeed. And that's what's brilliant. I still don't think it will have a happy ending by the end, but I hope it does, more than I ever thought possible. Not to mention the girl, forgetting her name, the classmate who was attacked by Hikaru and confronted him again. Him walking up to her and wiping away her tears, this is the same guy who multiple times has looked at us and said, what's the issue with people dying? Their souls are still around. And yet he may be confused, but he doesn't want to see humans cry. At least those that are connected to him. He grew so much, bro. I mean, it's still funny. You know, I'll still get comments on like old videos and they'll be like, why are you pushing the propaganda? They're just friends. Yeah. I too love to fist my homies. It's really funny because usually they'll respond back like, well, the author said it's not guaranteed. It's like, yeah, you do realize that where this manga was written, gay marriage isn't legalized, right? Both. Anyway, I love this show. It's a shame that there's still people who won't give it a shot because it's not a heterosexual couple, but you know what? Then there's other people who think like that, but then convince themselves that it's not BL. But hey, at least they watched it, so I mean, better than nothing. I loved it. I certainly thought it was a certified banger, and I await season 2. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna assume 2027, early 2027. They're already working on it, so they can, and to be honest, they might go the Attack on Titan route. The studio worked very closely with Isayama, so they might already know where the story's going in the end, and therefore we'll get a quicker turnaround than actually having to wait for the final volumes. So that could be it. It could be next year, actually. Just saying. Let me know what you thought, though. Final episode, season as a whole, and how excited are you for season 2? Let me know. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon is, of course, where you catch my full live reactions and more like I also like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got James Wright, Gareth Green, Durberg Jude, Third Dynasty, Arter Kunha, Devin Mitchell, Tony X, Spectra, Monty7, Rekatron, and we also have Buanake, Monica Lazurius. I appreciate the support. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.